Here we go. Today, Tribal Future Podcast. Welcome, Sharon Kihara. I am sitting with an icon. An icon. She's a pioneer of fusion, tribal fusion belly dance, or what we used to call tribal fusion belly dance. And she calls herself now a fusion dancer. We're gonna talk more about her work. She's gonna explain it in her own words. But she also did her like the first tribal fusion performance on stage as an opening soloist in the 2000s. We are 2026 now. That's 26 years ago. And with Jill Parker in the Ultra Gypsy, and she's a jewelry maker. And I just want to show you one of the
Oh,
pieces that I bought a few years ago, and I'm so in love with this piece of jewelry. So welcome, Sharon.
thank you. Thank you for wearing that too. It's really powerful on you. I love that so much. And I love your art, by the way. I just have to say that because I'm
Thank you.
totally staring at it behind you right now. We were talking earlier and I got excited, so I'm trying to speak a little bit more slowly and calmly. But thank you for having me. This is really fun to talk about all these memories and all these things.
Yes, no, thank you. You got excited when I was trying to, as all the dancers that started with this, we or as all artists, usually we have difficulties in putting ourselves in a drawer or in one category. So when
Yes.
I asked you about the tribal fusion and the movement, you told me you got excited about the um talking about Jill Parker and how you toured and how that first performance changed a big part of your life. How was that?
Yeah. I think, well, really, I think that there were some moments that I can reflect on, and Jill Parker has also been on my mind because I just messaged her the other day about something completely outside of dance. But I was just reminded, like, oh wow, she's really cool, and also Rose Hardin back from the UGG days. I'll just call us UGG.
Mhm.
We were in an ATS troupe, and I think I started dancing with Jill, I want to say 1999, perhaps 1998. So that's a long time ago. I'm 47 now,
Mhm.
which feels insane. Anyway, but so yeah, it was a long time ago. We were still kind of doing American tribal style ATS, which is like the fat chance belly dance kind of more codified style with the turbans and the big outfits, and that's a whole other world. And in the year 2000, we did a performance at Ricasa, and it was kind of the first time that in the ATS or tribal belly dance world, which is really not connected to like Manat culture or source culture so much. It really came out of more, I want to say like the punk rock and queer scene in San
Mhm.
Francisco in the 80s and 90s. So it's really not a traditional form. It was a super kind of collection melting pot thing, which was, you know, an adaptive thing at the time. There were a lot of movements bringing back connection to culture. There wasn't as much thought about the concept of appropriation and who should be doing this. It was kind of, it was the 80s, people were really in a different mindset. Anyway, so in this one performance, Jill was like, let's take off the cholis. Let's do a more almost like a cabaret or a rock sharky kind of costume. But it ended up, in my opinion, super punk rock because we were all sort of punks. We were all tattooed. We took our hair down, stuff like that. Actually, I didn't, but they did. I did actually kind of not a, oh my God, what am I trying to think of? Not a czar, but it like sort of a Moroccan Berber style trance piece inspired by. But it was very interesting to see that even just a minor change to the costume really it got people talking, and then things started to shift quite a bit in the world of tribal belly dance, and urban tribal was happening in San Diego with Heather Stance and Marty Love. They were really incredibly revolutionary. They're fusing hip hop and popping and locking, and that sort of became a integral part of fusion as we know it now. So yeah, but I think that performance in the year 2000 at Ricasa, I wish I had a link to the video. That really, to me, was the shift when something known as tribal fusion started to kind of exist in the zeitgeist. So it was cool when I think about that I got to be in that show. And also, you can really see the spirals and the dendrites that came off that moment. Sorry, I sound like a frog.
No. Wow, this is amazing. I can link the video under the description here because I think you're the first person that explained something that I felt sort of, which is that the movement came more out of a punk and a queer movement. And funny enough, I'm also a whacking dancer, which plays with queerness and also with the same word, as punks as an offensive term for gay people, and then they punk the music. So that's really like mind blowing for me that you say that it comes from there and it changes the whole perspective on uh
Mm,
if you look from, what happened then and the discussion and if you look where it come
yeah,
from because punks, for example, they use this mohawk. They use
yeah.
this, and this is also from the reference from
Yep.
indigenous people, yeah. And maybe people don't know that, but they know that, but they don't take
Yeah.
it, that how can I say that? It's not that they don't take it serious, and it's not that they don't know what they're doing, but they play a lot more with it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also like certain things, like if you do think about it, hair for one thing, like a mohawk, there's going to be a lot of cult. Like if you remove your hair from your head, there's patterns you can do that in, and you shave your sides off. It's not necessarily because one culture did it and you want to, you know, reenact and try to portray yourself as being a Mohican or, of a tribe that had that particular style for various like ritual or cultural reasons. Um, it's just what happens when you take the sides of your hair off. It's gonna look it's gonna look the same. But yeah, I feel like that is an interesting thing. And when I was teaching a lot, when I was on the road, I would always try to bring that up because the context of the place, especially when like there is cultural there's appropriation, there's adaptation. I think in the early days of ATS and of tribal fusion, of American cabaret style, which is very 60s and 70s, belly dance was really popular in America. And whenever you take a cultural dance and move it outside of its own diaspora, especially into a place like America, where the mindset is it's so colonial that we don't even think about it anymore. We like there is definitely a tendency to just be like, ah, free for all, everybody can have everything. That's a very colonial mindset. And we all tend to have it here, even if we are not deeply American. Like my dad, he moved here from Japan. I'm first generation on half my family's side in America, but my mindset is super colonial. And I've had to really look at myself and think about that. Like growing up in the Bay Area, we were exposed to so much, and everybody's in my school, in my public school, all the kids are from different countries. There's a lot of different languages. It's really fun to grow up in that environment. And I think it's good for your mind to be with people who are all different because you come together over what's the same, right?
Mhm.
Like we're all the same at core. But then when see all the differences, it's like, oh, cool, or oh, weird, or oh, interesting. But then as Americans, we tend to claim ownership of whatever we want. There's a certain arrogance to our mentality that each one of us has to individually acknowledge and unravel. And it's a process, and I'm doing it, I'm trying to do it, but that said, in the context of ATS, rather than saying, oh, it's just all these, white women grabbing things, sure. And they're mostly punk rock lesbians from San Francisco who were coming at it from a feminist point of view. And it was the feminism of the time, which
Mm.
is super different than the feminism of right now and the queer culture of right now. We know a lot more now, and I think we're a lot more aware. And the young people, when I say young people, I have friends in their 20s and 30s, and I hang out with young people a lot probably a lot more than others, but I also have friends in their 60s and 70s, and I'm kind of old now too. I'm closer to 50 now than 40. But if you keep trying to be curious and you keep trying to learn, like, what's the new language? What's the old language? Now, the meaning of words changes. The feeling of something we used to say without thinking about it, now has taken on a new meaning and is really offensive to some people.
Mhm.
And if I learn that, I want to know how to use newer language, or I'm happy to adapt. You know what I mean? I would rather learn how to understand the reasons why someone would be hurt by language, and I'm happy to change my language because I
Yeah.
feel like the point of most of us, we want to be understood, and dance is about being understood, I think. So, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot there. There's a lot in the history, but yeah, the queer punks are usually doing something weird, and in this case, it involved a lot of other cultures. Yeah.
Mhm. Yes, definitely. That's a wild mix. Queer, punk, lesbian, Japanese,
Yeah.
American.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's very American.
very, very, yeah, international sort of, which for me always tribal fusion meant the mix of the tribes. But let's talk a little bit more about like you. So you said your dad is Japanese and your
Mhm.
mom.
My mom is a like long long in America American. She is she was kind of a mix of things, but we had some weird family stuff going on. So we're not actually sh like so many families.
Mhm.
Both my parents are now dead. My mom passed away last year, and she very peacefully, happy for her that she's up and out and it went well. So as well as death can go, you know. But yeah, I'm from one of those families where we had a lot of secrets for generations, and I found I have siblings I didn't know I had who are much older than me. I have a lot of brand new family members, and I have a cultural heritage that's totally different than what we assumed from my mom's side. So she is mostly European, with a couple of other things mixed in. But oddly, my grandmother grew up in Oklahoma on two different reservations. She grew up on Cherokee and Chickasaw Reservation, like the
Mhm.
name of the Kowishto.
Mhm.
That's the
Yeah.
name for like panther
Uh-huh.
in Chickasaw language. My grandma even was really like she was speaking and able to speak Cherokee a little bit, and she really was working on learning Chickasaw language because that was our heritage. And then I did a DNA test, and I'm not related to any of my cousins. I'm Swedish.
Oh, wow.
Swedish and German. Yeah, so I was, and I always thought that was so funny because people look at me and they're like, "Oh, you look really native." It's my Japanese side. My
Mhm.
dad is like part Okinawan as well, so he's kind of more of a slightly different Japanese. But yeah, we learn a lot through our DNA results. So my grandma's family were native, and my grandma was a half sibling with a different mom, to my native cousins. So not my people, which is so lame because I was really trying to understand those cultures and lean in. And then, when you can't find a heart connection to a culture, when you're like, oh, this is beautiful, but I don't feel it. And I always felt this really intensive, almost magic connection to Nordic culture and to the sagas and the runes and the stories of like Norse adventure and Norse archetypes. And I thought that was I'm like, am I just a weird, like, s- do I have a crush on Scandinavia for no reason? And then it turns out that is absolutely my blood. We even found a map that my family was from the northern part of like the loop of Sweden, like near Uppsala, and the North Sea of Germany, which are places that I love to go. And I lived in Germany several different times in my life and feel really comfortable there. So, yeah.
Really?
Weird,
You're
right?
the only person that would say that you feel comfortable in
I
Germany.
know, right? I know. It's so funny. Most people are like, "Oh, it's so cold there." And I'm like, "No, man, those are my pe I get it. I understand it." People really leave you alone. They leave you in peace
They do.
and they'll
Mhm.
just kind of leave you to your space. But here's the thing about Germanic, Nordic cultural people, Scandinavians too. Maybe they're not so friendly at first, but they will never be fake friendly with you. And it took me a while, like maybe even some years to really find my close friends when I lived in Berlin. Those people will never let you go, ever. They're forever. They're for keeps. And it's like once you make the connection with like a German person, they're just like the rush you can't get rid of. They're just forever in your life, and I love it. And because I'm like that. I feel like I keep my friendships and my relationships for a long time. I don't need a lot of maintenance. I don't need daily communication with my best friends to know how we feel about each other. And I choose really carefully who I'm gonna let be very close to me. So
Mhm.
yeah, I like it. I like it for that. You can trust them because they'll just be rude to your face rather than
Yeah.
behind your back. And I'm into that. I'm like, lay it on me. Tell me the truth,
That's
So,
true. That's one of the qualities that I really like about Germans too. I'm actually half German because my dad is
are
German and
you?
yeah, and I lived in Berlin for the last 13 years and I moved
You
and I'm
did?
yeah, and I'm 9 months here now. So that's curious that you said that you lived in Berlin because Berliners,
Oh my
especially
God.
Berlin is the
Oh
capital
yeah.
of Germany. In Berlin, they're so not caring about being like super friendly. They are so straightforward as anywhere in
Oh
Germany.
yeah.
Yeah. So Berlin is
I
a very
fucking
special
love it
place.
so much.
Yeah. I also think it's a quality.
And
It's
everyone
actually a
has
good
this
thing.
accent like, oof.
Yeah. Not the happiest people on
It's
earth
good. I
though,
think it's
but
good practice for people. Maybe not outwardly, but I feel like my friends, so I lived there from 2007 till 2011
uh-huh.
and I really loved it. I was dating someone who lives there and he's in a band there that's really rooted in Germany. They're kind of known there called Corvus Corax.
Uh-huh.
And do you know them?
I heard
Like the
about it.
Mittelalter.
Hmm.
They've been around since the 80s. They're a bunch of old dudes, and their manager, Doro, is one of my really great friends there. I really love actually all those guys. They're kind of brothers now. But it was fun to be there. So that was kind of why I was living there and I was working in Europe a lot. I was working there and I loved being in Berlin. I felt a sense of creative energy that I get off the plane as soon as
Mhm.
I'd arrive there, and for some reason, my phone would just start buzzing with friends from the area. I didn't tell them I was coming. It's almost like they could feel it. They're like, "Hey, when are you coming to Berlin? We have this project tonight. We're doing a photo shoot, and I want to cover you in blood and paint you with this thing. Can we do this thing in a weird warehouse?" And all of these opportunities to do something strange would just happen there. So, it's a creative place for me. And my friend Louis Fleischauer as well. He has AMF corsets and the aesthetic meat front. He and his partner Anya are really amazing performance artists that I just love so much and respect so much. And I think about them all the time. And I definitely can see myself going back to Berlin for periods of time or even living there again in the future. It's such a like for me, it's a very easy place to live because the day to day is so straightforward. You don't have to mask at all. You don't have to smile. You can just be thinking about whatever. And nobody is offended by this. Americans really hate it. They want a smile, they want small talk. And I think there's beauty in that too. But Germans are just like, "Ugh, why are you smiling? Do you think you know me?" And I'm
Literally.
like, no, I'm just smiling. And they're like, you look crazy.
Exactly. They always used to ask me if I took any drugs or if I have any while I was sober and just being happy.
Just
But
because
I
you're
think,
happy.
yeah, but because I'm also Brazilian and Brazilian people like although this might sound like I don't want to put every Brazilian in a category, but Brazilians are known for
Sure.
happy for no reason and also friendly for no reason. So I have this also very weird mix of opposites. But I also think that American culture, like most people live it, and German is very opposite because Americans have these things of they want to have small talks. Germans don't really do small talk. I also don't really do small talks unless you pay me for it. And
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. That's so fair. Yes.
and it's really like the opposite, and it could be a crush of things. And yes, Berlin is probably one of the most creative hubs in the world. You can find everything there, everything
Yeah.
you
I love
imagine.
it. I miss it. It's
Yeah.
so special. It's so special there. And I do like, yeah, I need to go back soon. I miss my friends a lot. Yeah, it's a magic place. There, I feel like the creative energy of the world travels within youth culture, and it's fun to travel. I'm happy to be traveling again because you get to see where is the energy settling? Like where in the world is it going? And I was in Seoul in South Korea last year, just for a quick trip for fun. And man, that place, it's going off. Artistically, gallery wise, the
Hmm.
way that everybody, like every person, it seems, of all ages, everyone's handcrafting something. And it was so creative and so beautiful and so interesting. So I feel like a lot of the energy is in that place right now too. I highly recommend uh, traveling in South Korea. It's really, really cool. It blew my mind a little bit. Just
It's
aesthetically, I was like, oh, everything
wow.
was beautiful and weird.
Yeah. I really would love to go there and to Japan. Oh my God, it's already um 10 minutes left and I haven't even started
Are we
asking.
talking to, I'm talking too much.
No, we're talking, we're in a good
Oh my
direction.
God, I'm so sorry. Here.
This is a very good flow. You don't have to be sorry. Let's just
We
set
with creative editing, maybe.
no, I don't edit. These interviews they go out as raw um as I record them. This might be also my German side.
Okay.
That's the real thing. Um,
The real deal, baby.
yes. The when you said, okay, so there's so much I want to unpack. But you're actually like
Sorry.
your grandmother, you said that she connected to the Chickasaw, am I saying this right? Chickasaw tribe, the
Chickasaw.
Chickasaw, Chickasaw. So the Kowishto, this pendant that I have is like a panther claw, right? And I thought this is
Yeah,
so curious because I'm really connected
panther.
with a panther as my spirit animal. But then I started reading about it and I read that the Chickasaw don't have that spirit animal. Um, let's say the shamanic traditions as they have
Yeah,
it.
not every tribe has like yeah.
It's more like a symbol of the clan I was reading about. So I'm curious about how
Hmm.
you connected and why this is your an inspiration for you to do because you could do anything. Why
Yeah.
why did you choose to do that or was it unconscious?
It was conscious for sure. But also because I the reason I was creating these here, I also am wearing this is a bear claw.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have so this is from some of these are from taxidermy. This is I don't know if you can see it. It's so
Yes.
small. That's a dew claw, like the
Yeah.
little claw from up on the ankle
Uh-huh.
from an Af oh wait, where's my camera? From an
Here.
African lion, and I just set
Wow.
a crystal in it. But I this one I tore off of a piece of taxidermy that was at a bar that looked like it was falling apart. It was someone killed a lion maybe in the 1910s or 20s, stuffed it and put it in a bar and I felt sad for it, so I pulled its little toe off and made a casting of it.
This is
But
the real this is the real part of the nail or whatever under
yeah,
the oh God, okay.
it's the real claw. Yeah. So, but oh, not under. I guess I made a mold of it, so I casted it and then I made a
Mhm.
replica in metal. But yeah, with the panther claw, so I guess it's technically it's a North American jaguar. It's a Louisiana jaguar. Jaguars still exist in North America. You'll find them in Mexico and you'll find them in the southern United States, but not very often. I think the last one was sighted maybe 5 or 7 years ago, or I don't know. But yeah, the reason I made the one that you're wearing and the reason I named it what I did was because I was honestly trying to connect to my own heritage, which I was told my entire life. And, through marriage in my family, a lot of my family are members of these tribes, and I could not find a way to enroll in the tribe because the birth record on the US Census was confusing. So there's some being native here is a weird thing. All the tribes have their own ways of having you claim your tribal membership. For example, my longtime best friend is Oglala Lakota Sioux from South Dakota, North Dakota area, and she is an enrolled member of her tribe. But for example, if she got married to a non-member, she
Mhm.
would lose her membership because it would dilute her to be married to somebody else. So it's kind of interesting. And then the southeastern tribes, kind of what would it be? Chickasaw, Cherokee, I can't think of words right now. Choctaw. There's Muskogee and Seminole. A lot of those tribes are they're speaking a really similar like Muskogee language. Chickasaw language is kind of like Choctaw and Muskogee based. And yeah, I was kind of raised going to powwow. I was raised going to stomps, and like my grandma would call it like the Okie stomp sometimes because our family was mixed with like kind of white Oklahoma rednecks and Native people. And it turns out like she's not related to the Native people. She's related to the white red. So that's what I'm related to. But in my like kind of learning about this is all happening during the pandemic, by the way. So I had a lot of time on my hands to do genealogy. And my friend who is enrolled in her tribe was trying to help me get some medical benefits. And we discovered through a DNA test that yeah, I'm not related to my own family. Half of them. So it's kind of a funny thing. And everybody's passed away, so I can't really ask any questions to anyone that knows any truth about it. But my blood says I'm not. But anyway, the reason I was really drawn to that, I just also love big cats and I love predators. I love apex predator animals. I think they're really important.
Mhm.
I think that they're kind of misunderstood and overhunted, and I love bears. I love giant cats. I think they play a really important role in the ecosystem. And yeah, that's kind of why I started working with their bits and pieces. But I didn't kill anything to get these claws. They were given to me by another jeweler who was retiring. I had the ability to like make them on my own.
That's great. And you can buy, if you want to buy a beautiful piece like that, you can go to Gift Horses Gems. What's that name? Gift Horses
Oh,
Gems. That took forever to like
gift horse gems.
Gift Horse Gems.
You remembered though. It's
Yeah, I
so funny.
remembered
So the
because
word I you know the reason I named it.
Mhm. Okay, we have 2 minutes 55. Are you
Yeah,
up for a part two though? Can we do a part two?
yeah, we could do a part two.
Okay, let's
Yes.
do a part two
Yeah.
after
I
that so
think
we
we
don't
have
have
to because we've
we
just
have
been
to.
talking about random things.
No, because we both have ADHD. But never mind, probably
Yeah.
you watching have it too. So, why did you call it Gift Horse Gems?
Yeah.
Is it a lot? Is it longer than
So funny, Germans.
yeah?
No, it's 2 minutes. So, gift horse is an idiom in English where they say, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. And what it means is if someone's giving you something or doing you a kindness, don't criticize the gift and don't criticize the kindness. So someone's like, "Hey, here's a free horse." You don't look at its teeth and go, "Ah, not good enough," you know? So I always thought that was funny. But then the thing that I love is, the word gift in German means like
Yes.
poison.
Uh-huh.
So in my mind, it was more like giftiges Pferd, poisonous horse. But then if you translate it to English, it's this kind of old colloquial term from a long time ago. So I kind of like the double entendre there. And I love horses. And I love gifting. I love giving people gifts. It's a thing I really enjoy. So that's why it ended up being named this.
Wow, beautiful. Yes, but in Bavaria there is a saying that says, einem geschenkten Gaul schaut man nicht ins Maul. It's very
Yeah.
not beautiful, but it says that when someone gifts you a horse, this must be a saying from like, I don't know, 600, 700 years ago, or even more, but like from a few centuries ago. When someone gifts
Yes.
you a
Yeah.
horse, you don't look into its mouth, you accept the horse because you just got a horse. So yeah, it's kind of
Exactly. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. But
yeah.
then my logo was a horse with a bunch of gold teeth. So he's like, look in my mouth. Ah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like wordplay and I love a pun. I love a dad joke. Like I will always laugh at a stupid pun, like a double entendre joke. It makes me happy for some reason.
Amazing. Sharon, you are amazing. We have to unpack the rest of your magic in part two. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna log
Okay.
out now. See you in part two.